The opinions in the following podcast are the expressions and ideas of each individual host and not a reflection of 210 culture as a whole. So please take it all with a grain of salt and enjoy the show. This
¿Qué más le gusta de este parade?
No me shut up, man. No me.
It's a reflection of San Antonio, you know, and its music too, man.
The
And the pride of the great Lone Star State are NBA champions.
210 Culture Podcast. Joining to the 210 Culture Podcast. I am G.
I'm Dom.
And I'm Donna.
And we are back for episode 60-something. I'm losing track. Let's go with 64.
What happens with old age?
Let's go with 64. I didn't write my fancy intro this time. But of course, this episode is the Menudo Madness. That is the 210 Culture Podcast. We are the Best of San Antonio 2020 nominee for Podcast of the Year. Yes. So we've been nominated. And of course, this is brought to you by Southside Craft Soda with their delicious Texacola soda.
Oh, wrong
They
one.
have their Texacola. They have their Beeville.
This is my drink.
They have their wonderful Beeville one here. And of course, we are also sponsored by Texas Bearded Cartel.
Yes.
So make sure you get your Chingon gear.
Going away.
You got your dope hat there. They got a bunch of different designs. So make sure you cop that as well. And of course, beautiful Southtown 101 for having us here in the
Always
studio
beautiful.
that keeps getting more amazing week in and week out.
Yes.
And Pub
So
Sports as well. Where you're watching this, listening to this,
Pub Sports Radio.
whichever outlet you're using, whether it's YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and then on our Instagram on Mondays when I'm not slacking like I was last week.
It's like a lacking.
Oh, slacker.
So this is the retro edition because we're
What?
taking this throwback back to the old days when it was just us three and we didn't have
Yes.
guests.
In the basement of an apartment.
Yes, in the basement. Or
On the patio.
Actually, to be
Patio.
honest, it was the kitchen.
It was a
The
kitchen
living
table,
room.
yeah.
The kitchen table at our
Mhm.
apartment. So the way it normally worked was that we would just bullshit and have no guests.
Yes.
So that is what we're doing this week.
We're just naturally funny, though.
Yes. So with that
we
being
are.
said, and since we've already paid our sponsors, you're going to hear the soundboard come back.
Do the
For
Johnny
Yes,
Manziel.
the soundboard is back.
For those who have been following us since the old
You
episodes,
remember them.
we have had our wonderful, wonderful soundboard with our most wonderful sound.
Hey, you like
Hey.
turkey?
So,
Or is that one?
no, this is
Yeah, I did. You like turkey?
so
Not right now.
we normally don't bring it on with the guests because they're normally telling a serious story and
Yes.
Yeah,
it's not
don't
really
want to show
What
some
up,
respect.
Albert? What up, what up?
Huh?
Albert says, what up, what up?
What up, guys?
what up. I just don't
Surprised
think
you're
it's
awake.
I don't think it's appropriate while they're talking about their life career for us to just be like,
Finish him.
so
Why not? Can be funny.
So we're testing this out to
Can
see
it?
which ones y'all guys love more. So of course, comment on any of the topics that we're going to cover today. Leave your
Yes.
opinions. We love.
Exactly.
We have a good amount of topics and we are going to talk about them. If you guys have an opinion, if you guys don't like what we say, if you do, just leave everything below. We love the love and we love the hate.
Yes.
Either one.
Hate.
And there's no such thing as a wrong answer, but if
Smoke.
it's wrong, we're probably not going to answer. So real quick before we're getting going, you want to put in the comments the question of the day so Jose can
Oh.
pop it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the comment of the day is something about Valentine's Day. And I completely forgot.
Where do you like
Hold
to
on.
take your Valentine's Day for
Yes.
Valentine's Day?
It is what is everyone's Valentine's Day spots where you take your spouse, significant other, or anyone you want to spoil on Valentine's Day. It's going to be in the comments. So if you guys want to answer that, you can. If you don't want to answer it, then fuck you.
Have a good life.
Yes. So, of course, like always, we start the show with what we did over the weekend. So, Dom, take it away.
So,
Take it away.
since the weekend began, you know, been doing a lot
Party
of party hardy, going to different bars. Like, you know that there's a place
Hey.
called the Boulevard over there off of UTSA Boulevard and Vance Jackson.
Really?
Is it on the corner of Broken Dreams?
Literally, where they're building them up again.
Wow.
But yeah, like it's literally a 2-story, but you wouldn't be able to tell from the outside. And it looks like a club, like a lot of neon lights and all
Did you
that.
like it?
Like the weekend videos. Like
Ooh,
things like that.
okay.
It was pretty cool, yeah. Other than that, when you go to Moses Roses, they have that room where you have to try
Yeah.
to find the door.
Yeah.
And we're just watching the screen and we're just like, and then when they come in, we're like, yeah,
You came in.
you
Woo!
did it. And then this one white girl was like just riding the horse, like going at it. We're like, who's taking her
Whoa.
home? I'm definitely gonna try.
But he didn't.
Aww.
Alcohol was more important that night.
I lost
That's
like
funny.
we haven't done this in so long. I've lost like almost all my.
You're terrible.
Wow.
Anyways, I can say what we did this weekend. It started off on Thursday. We went to the tap room at the San Antonio Stock Run Rodeo. That was a fun little area. Yeah, we saw baby calves and we ate peanuts and we drank beer.
I ate a lot of
and
peanuts.
yeah, we
That's
did
a lot
that.
of nuts.
And then Friday night, I don't remember Friday night.
That's a good night.
I know, right?
What did we do?
Or maybe it was so boring that I don't remember it.
Maybe.
Oh, you fell asleep, and then we went to these
I
guys.
did fall asleep. Oh yes,
Hey,
we went to
these
these guys. We had their
Food truck.
pork belly
Look 'em up.
nuggets,
Are
and
the
then
bomb.
I had bacon wrapped weenies because I was chingando all week that I wanted bacon wrapped weenies. So he did that for
Chingo.
me.
And chingon.
And then we went to meet Steve with Texas Bearded Cartel
Steve.
at El Luchador, and then he wanted turkey legs from Sweet Spot,
Oh.
but she didn't have any.
but she didn't have any ready.
But she did have some bomb.
Wow.
She did have some bomb
Yeah.
ribs. So
Guys
shout
like
out
turkey.
to Lisa.
Yeah,
Those ribs were bomb.
it was like a $5 plate, and it had like sauce, like sausage, tortilla, a thing of ribs. What else?
Jalapeno. Some onions.
Jalapeno. Like it was a pretty good thing for
That
$5.
sounds like my
Yeah.
my kind of plate. I'll
Yeah.
be $10 just to bring get two.
Yeah. And then yesterday we went to the cereal milk bash with Cereal Killer Sweets and milkshake mode. And Mira Metals was there representing.
Damn, I'm lactose intolerant though.
No, you're not. You're a liar.
But for all my fans that are lactose intolerant,
Yeah.
almond milk, soy milk. Gotcha.
I mean, it was still good. It was still good. We had like the red velvet, like Valentine's Day milkshake,
Ooh,
which
how
was
was
really
that?
good. It was good.
Mhm.
It was good. She like mixed in like a cookie with like creamer with like ice cream and like all this other stuff. It was good.
Sounds fancy.
Yeah, it was pretty fancy.
And then she put a chocolate rose
Yeah.
on a
Ooh,
stick. So that was pretty dope.
The Valentine's Day shake.
Texas Bearded
Bloody
Cartel
Valentine.
commented and says, "Damn, I forgot the damn snaps." Y'all have a good one, fam. You too.
Dang, you
Yeah, I
too.
know. I
It's
forgot.
okay. It's okay.
I forgot Steve, but it's cool.
Hey,
I got these
it's
right
a
here.
it's a Lone Star kind of morning, eh, Steve?
Oh, but are you
Hey,
drinking
just-
Lone Star though?
No, not right now.
Just know, Steve, that one of the best.
Orange juice, see? Orange juice.
Just know that one of the best pizza trucks in town will now be rocking one of your snaps, Bob and Timmy.
Yeah, Bob and Timmy's.
Shout out to Bob and Timmy.
Timmy.
Yeah.
We went out there.
Coach
well,
Timmy.
we went out to film, and then they were there, and they hooked it up with the dessert pizza like always. And he kept liking my hat and kept talking about my hat, so I ended up
Yeah,
giving
he
him
did.
the blue one.
So I like your hat. And he was like, "Here you go."
Fine, there it goes.
So
It's okay, we're gonna get some new ones.
Yeah.
that's all right.
Yeah.
we got some stuff working out, so that's fun.
We already have an answer for the question, but are we saving that till the end, or are we
Yeah,
doing
let
it
everybody-
throughout?
We'll save it to the end.
Okay,
So
so
we-
saving
we-
it till the end. So get your answers in.
Yeah,
'Cause
everybody
we're gonna
give us some
discuss
good
them
ones.
at the end of the show.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and then after that we came home, and then now we're here.
Now we're here.
Now we're
Shit.
here. So this is fun.
So far, so good.
All right. Well, let's get into the topics.
Come on, fluid. We gotta be fluid like water.
I
Come on.
know. Anyways, the first topic is Spurs to host Selena Night, April 3rd, to honor Queen of Tejano music. The Queen of Tejano music will be honored by the San Antonio Spurs. April 3rd will be Selena
Simone
Night for the
Way.
first time ever against the game with the Golden State Warriors at the AT&T Center. Having the Spurs reach out with this amazing idea to honor Selena was exciting, to say the least, said Suzette Quintanilla, CEO of Q Productions.
Her sister.
That same night, yes, will be
on
the
now.
launch of an exclusive 20-piece Selena and
20
Spurs
piece
collection, which includes men's and women's clothing, caps, and other cross-branded items. Special online merch pre-sale featuring 2 pieces of the collection. A unisex short-sleeved T-shirt and a drink tumbler has begun Wednesday, February 5th at spursfanshop.com. Will you be attending the game and purchasing this merch? Why or why not? First of all, did the Spurs really reach out to you, or did you reach out to the Spurs because you know that Selena festival flopped? That's all I gotta say.
Anything for Salinas.
What Donna was trying to say was,
These nuts.
Yes. Okay, I forgot. So reverting back to what we
From the
did this
Valley
weekend,
and
Albert brought up y'all forgot the awesome AOL dial-up DJ. Yes. So we went to High Tones Thursday
What?
night, and after the rodeo, and we were like, yeah, it's gonna be badass and blah blah. And then
so we walk in and it's like dead ass quiet,
it's dead.
and then all you hear is, God damn it.
I didn't know anybody still used dial-up. Damn. Man, I remember those days.
All right,
Zero
all right,
days.
all right. That's it. You're
All right.
getting too carried away.
No, we're on his own. And then like right after that ended, literally right after it ended, all you heard was,
That's all the old people and all their knees popped and everything.
no, it was a bunch of like,
It was great.
it was a bunch of like 17, 18-year-olds that were like, in
They
there.
don't
We
even
were
know
like-
what that is.
And we were like,
Amazing.
we're like, we need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So,
Because we're the ones like,
Yeah.
bye.
And then we went to, what is it called? Is it Pizza Party?
Yeah, pizza party.
Pizza Party. We got these $5 pizzas. They were chingon. They were like fucking big, like this, the size of me and G's face. And
It
you know
was-
G's
That's
face is
pretty
fucking big,
It was
right?
like half a
Fucking
medium.
huge.
So
It was like half a medium.
So your face is half a medium big.
Yes.
let's say slightly. Albert says slightly overpriced gear, but we will be there sporting our locally made gear.
Don't lie, Albert. You like Selena. You watch the movie all the time.
And then
man.
he said
Come
that's
on.
exactly what happened. So
Oh
my
yeah,
reenactment
yeah,
was
it's exactly what happened. He can vouch for us for that.
That's exactly what I was saying. That I just think it's funny because the only reason why they broke the deal was because they didn't have the festival, so they had to find a way to get money. So they knew that
Yeah,
San Antonio would go through. Albert looked it up, and it was going to be $86 for 2 shirts.
that's true. Yeah, he did say that.
So,
And
and
he
I
was like, I'll just tell my tia like on the side or something to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, all it is the word
Just make
Selena.
it. Let's go to the flea market.
It's literally-
Exactly.
Go get some there.
It's literally
Exactly.
just a Selena logo or signature.
Traders Village. Anybody?
Selena's signature right next to the Spurs logo. Like that's
Oh,
all
wow.
the shirt is.
Mhm.
Most of them.
We've been making them for years since she's passed. Come
No
on.
shit.
They're not $86.
I mean,
hmm
I guess
$10
that's-
at the pulka.
I would want to go just to see like how the game itself plays out and how they're
Right.
really going to incorporate her. Like if they're going to do songs the whole
Halftime.
time or what are they going to do or whatever. But I will not
Impersonation.
pay $85 for a fucking shirt and a cup.
I know. We already
Get the
warned her.
fucking cups from fucking Stripes that are like $2. Paquetas ahí.
take the bag.
Take the- take
Yeah, and then the
bag.
fucking bag from HEB that's only like $1. Come on now.
Yeah, I mean,
Donna's
let her
over,
rest.
Donna's over
jeez.
here working on the new intro. So
What
we're
new
Get away
intro?
the damn thing.
Yeah, so they're getting rid of the damn thing. Hey, can we talk about that for a second
Oh,
before we
God.
hop
The
back into
scooters?
these topics?
What?
Yes.
What happened?
let's talk
I
about
didn't
these
even know there was
scooters.
something going on.
So Lime scooters, the green ones.
Yeah.
They ended up
Lime
pulling
wire?
out like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Like they were like, because
I haven't
Good.
seen them around.
you remember how they said that they were gonna like have to have contracts
Mhm.
and people were gonna need to like the companies were gonna have like a contract with the
Big
city
Yeah.
boundaries and
to
all
set up.
that.
So there were only 3 that made it, which was I remember the
Bird
three.
is Bird's one of them.
Bird, Lime, and I think Razor, whatever the.
Razor,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like they had just like approved them like a week before they decided to bail out of San Antonio,
Whoa.
and they just got the shit and says, "Fuck it, we're out."
Good.
So they're out.
Fuck them damn things.
Bye. Bye. So long. Avita saying
I'm hoping this is the
goodbye.
right one. Let's see.
They are like, they're taking over our streets.
They took our jobs.
They're taking it in.
I can't go like 40 miles an hour because there's a fucking scooter right there in front of me downtown going like 10 miles an hour. And I'm like over here trying not to run over the motherfucker.
Yeah, because running them over is a crime.
Yeah. Running him over.
I mean, you're in the way.
Apparently.
You're
Oh, I don't know what that was.
But anyways,
Get in my way. I'm trying to get somewhere.
going back to the topic. Yes. Like I said, really?
So sad.
That's the moment of silence.
We're already way past this. Like, come on.
I felt
Soundboard guy,
I
you're
felt
failing
that.
right now.
Well, I'm still working on this.
So
It's been a
sad.
while, so I do apologize.
So keeping on with the
I
Spurs,
do what I want.
the Spurs struggling with nearly identical records. Spurs and Blazers fight to move up in standings. Spurs and Blazers are currently fighting to move up in standings. As of February 6th, Spurs are 22-28, and the Trailblazers are 23-28 of game losses. Spurs started its annual rodeo road trip with losses to the Clippers and Lakers Monday and Tuesday in Los Angeles. They blew a 15-point lead in the first half and were up by 5 before the Clippers went on a 9-0 run that was just enough to secure a 108-105 victory. Pop was asked about starting the rodeo road trip with a back-to-back against the Clippers and the Lakers. He stated, "Well, it makes it a little bit difficult, of course." He said, "If we talk about the schedule, it sounds like excuses because everyone has a tough period during their schedule." So do you think the Spurs will make the playoffs? Why or why not?
I don't even know where you said that.
Yeah, Kawhi be
I missed him.
Yeah,
I'm glad
I
he's
don't
back.
know. Like, it's very, you know what? Like, being a fan of the San Antonio Spurs, I mean, we've been through a winning decade or winning seasons ever since, and we're not used to this.
I remember back in 2014,
Back in the day,
the playoffs. You were having watch parties at the AT&T Center.
all
Life
day.
was good.
Yeah,
I remember when nobody else but Spurs Jesus was there in the sun, and he was the only one
He was
there.
the only supporter.
He was the only one there in 2014 when they
He was
won,
there
and he was
for
the only one in
everybody.
2013 when they lost. And none of us supported them. I remember those good times. No, I mean it's tough.
It was
tough.
because of him that we won all these championships.
So that's also why, because of him, we suck this year because he got off his goddamn high horse.
Woo!
yeah,
Shots
bro.
were fired.
Yeah, bro. Where's the love, bro? Where you at?
But also, by the way, you can still use this Papa John code SJ50 on game days to still get your 50% off pizza at Papa John's.
SJ50.
Hey, I want to get that new one. That Papa
You mean the quesadilla,
Papa
basically?
Dia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The quesadilla, pizza.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what it's called.
Papa
Hey, it
Dia.
looks pretty good. I might use this code tonight.
I mean, it's
SJ50.
it's hard because Pop has pretty much made half these coaches that are winning now.
All day.
It's tough.
Yes.
You got, Steve Kerr, who was
Golden State's head
expert.
coach. Mhm.
Yeah. So, I mean, you kind of have that going, and then the game's changed. I mean, it's been, like you said,
You're
almost
buying teams.
He's been now coaching for almost 3 decades now, roughly, somewhere around there.
forever.
So, I mean, he grew in an era where, you could throw an elbow and not get a technical and you're fine. Now you
Mhm.
sneeze on a guy, or in Tim's case, you laugh and you get technical, you get teed out of the game. So, I mean, the game's changed. It's not a defense-based game
No.
anymore. If you can shoot as far as you can shoot a 3-pointer, the better your team probably
It's
is.
a lot of finessing now. It's like
So-
going around, just putting a hand in his face.
So it's just one of those, he's still teaching a style that's not dying. It's just not a style that is played that can keep up with the game.
Right.
Which was the main reason in the first 2-3 championships why it sucked that we went to the finals, because we weren't that power scoring team. We would play defense and win the championship.
We
and
pass the ball. That's the one thing that people always say. We pass the ball all the time. I don't really see that kind of balling anymore.
And then I
They're just
spoke.
taking shots.
Mhm.
And then I spoke to one of my sources because
Okay.
Sources.
Spurs Jesus or what?
no, because
Big Spurs homie.
a lot of these young Spurs players like to party at a certain nightclub. town.
Oh, okay.
So-
Rio's closed down.
So yes, so there's a
Wrong
new
one.
one in town.
There's a new
So
one.
I've spoke to the owner of that nightclub, and I told him to tell him to just tank the season so we can get a number 1 draft pick, and he totally agreed with me. He loves the Spurs, but he says at this point, let's just start tanking. I told him to not let them in unless they lose. So we'll see how that works out. But
Mm.
That's definitely not
I
going
don't
to
know.
work out.
They've been losing, so
so
That
they've been-
nightclub still needs to have them bills paid.
Oh yeah, but still, if they lose, but yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's just a whole different era, and as great as Pop is, I think it's time for him to hang it up. All his sons have retired. He should go ride in the sun with them.
What?
Yeah,
You
Tim,
want?
Manu.
Well, no, I know, but what?
He's basically saying that
He wants Pop to leave.
should have a successor. Basically, he should coach somebody to be the successor for when he leaves.
Look at Belichick. Belichick's a perfect example of that. They may possibly lose Tom Brady because of the issues between him and Belichick.
Mm.
And we lost Kawhi due to the issues between I still say it's his uncle. I say it's his uncle too.
Hmm.
As much as everyone's gonna hate me for it, I still like Kawhi. I
mean,
I wish he was in the East.
Thanks,
still.
we're gonna get pitchforks outside our house
I
now.
wish he was still in the East, so we didn't have to worry about him until the finals. But
he's at home.
so I mean, as long as he's an LA team, whether it's the Clippers or Lakers, I hate him.
Yeah.
But
You know,
I mean, he's still a good player. You still got to respect it on what he does, and it's one of those.
I mean, this is his third team, Spurs, and then he went to Toronto, and now he's with the Clippers. Like,
Yeah.
he won a championship with Toronto. Like, wish he would have stayed there.
no, no,
Oh well.
but it is what it is. So I just think we need to refresh, reset, and start from the top and work our way down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
have a few
but
comments.
to answer the question,
No.
I don't know. I don't. It's hard to say that they're not going to make the playoffs, but
You're
shouldn't.
saying you don't
Yeah.
want to say no, but it's
it's hard to say yes.
yeah.
But it is a tough conference. Maybe we should just transfer to the East, and then we could take the East and dominate over there. But I mean, we didn't make nobody made the All-Star game from the Spurs.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
But
they
even
didn't.
though DeRozan's been like,
yes,
putting up
but that's
points,
just showing
so,
up how stacked the West is compared
Yeah.
to the East.
yeah.
That's true.
So I mean,
True
it is what
that.
it is.
Yeah.
Back to your comments.
Rick just waved and then said, "Sup, guy," and Pan. What up, Pan? ¿Qué onda?
Dang.
Whatever. Anyways,
More sports news.
Yes, on more sports news. This is actually really sad.
This does
The
suck.
San Antonio Rampage sold and will relocate this summer. Spurs Sports and Entertainment has announced selling the San Antonio Rampage to the Vegas Golden Knights Las Vegas NHL team. The AHL franchise has been in San Antonio since 2002, and according to a press release from SSNE, the Rampage will finish out the 2019-2020 season before relocating to Henderson, Nevada over the summer. In 2017, WNBA's San Antonio Stars also left the Alamo City for Las Vegas. The Rampage have appeared on Ken's 5 promoted events, bringing the community together, being a staple for the Alamo City. What is your opinion of the Rampage being sold? And also, I mean, do y'all think that, all of the sports teams that we have left here will potentially move to Las Vegas?
Don't want that.
Ay, cuando
at
quieras.
all.
Well, I'll let Dom give.
Okay. Well, honestly, I mean, I'm a real big supporter of the hockey team here because my dad was a big hockey player and a hockey lover.
Uh-huh.
And he was he played hockey in Ohio. So I mean,
Oh, cool.
and he taught us how to roller skate and play
Yeah.
hockey.
Oh, wow. That's
And
nice.
so I remember going to where they were the Dragons, and then they were the Iguanas,
Oh,
and then they became
Yeah.
the Rampage. So I mean, we've been supporting them ever since then.
right,
I mean,
yeah.
and it really kills me a little inside to see them leave. But
I just think hockey in general is not really a sport that
In
people
the South,
gravitate
no.
towards
not in
here.
the South, no.
And I
In
mean,
Texas.
they do like the Dollar Nights. They do so many
Try to
events to be able
support,
to
yeah.
have people come out, and they just don't. You know what I mean?
We
But
don't
it's
really
still
have to
sad.
go.
I liked watching them. I mean, they would get in fights like every other
That's what it's
fucking
about.
play.
So now, it's time. For those who remember the show, back in the old days, it's time for one of those good old conspiracy theories. So, the rumor on the street, which is what she kind of gave away, which wasn't a correct answer, but she gave it away here on my conspiracy theory. So, the theory that they have brought across is the, like she mentioned, the Silver Stars moved to LA, and they were bought by, I think it was the same company who owns the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
So now they take the hockey team, move over the Golden Knights. That's 2 out of the 3 of San Antonio Sports Entertainment, whatever the hell they call themselves, is teams that were brought by the same franchise. So people are bringing up the question, does that mean the Spurs will potentially get moved to LA, to Vegas, and be the Vegas Spurs? Or whatever the hell they want to call it. Reason being is that since they own all 3, why not move them over there? And it's kind of hard to fight that theory when we're starting to tank and suck. And if San Antonio doesn't support when they start sucking, because they will suck worse than they do now, we may lose this team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how many championships we've won here. If they're on a losing streak, RC Buford is all about money. I can totally see that happening. Like, it's going to be...
That's the problem. That's the problem here.
Yes, San Antonio loves to ride shit until they lose and they're out.
And then they're like, man, they suck, and they bash them and all this other shit. Like, bro, be there for the bad times too, not only for the good times.
Look at UTSA. The first 2 years with Croker, they're winning games. That stadium is packed and jamming, and everybody loves it.
Yep.
They fire him. They bring in Wilson. He goes to shit, and they can't even give out free tickets.
No.
Nobody wants them. And they're blaming it on the city for not supporting, not the fact that the team sucks, because you should support them whether they suck or not. Which they do have a point on that.
Yeah,
but
they do.
the point is San Antonio only rides what's hot and popular. Like, if Selena was still alive and she wasn't selling records, nobody would give a fuck about Selena. The only reason is because she was the Tejano queen and she got murdered here and they shot the movie here, so everybody gives a fuck here. And that's where the ties are. And that's where I am worried. I am worried about the Spurs possibly eventually leaving, because the NBA and the NFL are both trying to get teams in Vegas. You have the Raiders that switched over now. And the Raiders had history. They've won, 4 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowls?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was like 20, 30 years ago, yeah.
Exactly. And you had, John Madden leading them to Super Bowls. Like, they have history in Oakland that you wouldn't expect them to have just gotten up. I mean, they suck now. But with the history, you would think Oakland would have defended them a lot more. San Diego, I kind of see, because San Diego just sucks and they bounce around. But Oakland, I really didn't expect Oakland to leave their fan base. It was like Dallas just rooting up and being like, oh, we're going to move to Houston, before Houston would have had a team. Like, it's still in Texas. It's just like you wouldn't expect it.
Yeah.
From Dallas
So
to Houston.
that's where I kind of see, like, if that can happen there, anything can happen with the right amount of money, especially nowadays. And Vegas has the money to shell it out. The Raiders Stadium, you have to, like, purchase, like, a ticket to be able to do pre-sales, like, to buy season tickets. They sold out and made, like, $3 billion on the tickets to get tickets. That's not even season tickets. That's just to have the right to season tickets.
Jeez.
What they found out after they did the math is that all the hotels in Vegas purchased those tickets.
Oh.
So what they're going to do is now offer packages eventually where you're in, like, the penthouse suite. They're going to give you tickets to the game. So they're literally helping sell out season tickets by the hotels giving out those as freebies to them. And then that's not even counting that the hotels probably get a discount because they're going to be negotiating with the stadium anyway.
They got a contract.
Ah, shit.
So, like, they're selling out and doing it quick so they can do that and make that money.
Yeah.
And if it's the same, the same area and they share the wealth, it's very easy to grab any team that they can. And San Antonio is a low market team. So who would be the first people they target? A low market team, because they can get them for cheap, turn around, and now they have the budget to get these big time players for a team that they're not going to complain because they can't compete financially over Vegas.
Yeah.
And then
Damn.
really, and it's like, really, what else can you do in San Antonio? You can't build another stadium. Or if you do, how big of a basketball stadium can you actually build to keep the Spurs team there if you can't fill them in if they suck? Look, Sacramento had that new stadium and the tickets still were like $15 in the nosebleeds just because they were trying to get people in there. They're still trying to get people in there. So that's where it's just like, where?
Well, there you go, people. In the future, if the Spurs move to Las Vegas, it was y'all's fault.
So,
Thank you.
But then I leave on that. Boys, shut up. Go Spurs, go.
So that is the end of my.
I'm still supporting the Spurs till forever.
Me too. If they move to Vegas, fuck it. I'm gonna be a Vegas
Spur.
I mean, that's why you
That's
gotta
just how
support
it
them
is.
now. Come on, guys, support your local Spurs team. Let's go.
Angelica also waved. Hi.
And
What up?
That's all right. We'll always have the Commanders. They'll never go anywhere, right?
Oh yes, of course.
Don't
Moving on.
Stop believing.
Speaking about football.
Hey. So we have a topic that I did want to put in here. It's not San Antonio related, and I found out after I posted on the page, but I still got a lot of comments about it. It's Indiana bill would allow vehicles to be seized for passing stopped school buses. An Indiana state senator introduced a bill that would allow for the seizure of a car if a driver passes a stopped school bus with the stop arm extended. It would be similar to what happens during a drug seizure. If it's passed, it would take effect in July 2020. Do you think this law would minimize incidents that happen because people do not stop for school buses? Why or why not? Should this law be implemented in San Antonio? Why or why not? I did post this on our page, and we did get a few comments. I'm going to read the comments first and then get y'all's point of view on it. So we have Rick from these guys that said, I'm all for it. My friend's son was killed and her daughter was dragged 125 feet before the driver realized she was dragging her. So that's kind of one of the reasons why we should probably have that implemented. Mita Metal says, I agree. Too many children have been hurt or killed because people can't pay attention for more than 2 seconds when driving. If people know that they'll be driving in school zones or routes, then find a different route. Alvino Cueva said, good. Scott Burns, you gotta love you, said more government overreach, really? And Thomas E said horse shit. So,
fatality.
You know, shout out to Scott Burns. You sometimes comment on our shit, and I fucking love it. Keep commenting. We love you. Anyways, Dom, sir, what's your opinion on this?
My first comment is, who doesn't stop for the school buses? Like, I always stop. Like, I don't understand why they're not stopping.
You'd be extremely surprised.
Like, seriously, like, yeah, I agree with it. I mean, you should definitely stop when the school bus is like dropping off kids and they're trying to walk across the street. Like, what the?
I think it should be by a case. Well, I mean, that's not a case by case basis, but it's one of those like but 125 feet. Like, how do you know? I mean, are you driving like a lifted 4x4 and you just didn't see them? Like, how do you drag somebody 125 feet?
How do you not know you hit somebody?
Like, if you're driving in a car and you hit somebody, they're either going to go up and over or they're going to go right under and you're not going to move because your car is going to pop up. Unless you're driving a big old 4x4.
Yeah.
That's the only way that I see that.
For real.
You're not going to see them. Like,
that's
it's
crazy.
Really ridiculous.
It's hard to believe that somebody would actually like just overtake the bus when they're dropping off kids, just going through and doesn't realize that they hit something. Like,
But see, I see with the whole stop signs and everything, and last night was a perfect example yesterday when that kid almost got hit.
Oh
across the street.
We were on Northwest Military and Larkspur, and we were at a stop sign, and there was kids. There was kids over here, and there was a kid trying to cross, and so the light turned green, and this little fuck decided to like book it. And this car was already driving next to us, was already starting to like drive, and then stopped and like honked the shit out of him. And I'm like, bro, you could have fucking died. You could have fucking died. And guess whose fault it would have been? His, not the vehicle that the light already turned green and he was driving.
Yeah, you gotta look at signs.
You know what I mean?
People.
Like,
signs.
and it's shit like that it's just like,
and that's where it's kind of like hard for me to really like not say like, well, you know. It's hard to like, I mean, either way, it's not hard to pass it because the bus itself has the stop sign that opens.
Yeah.
Now, either you're not paying attention, which that's your fault to begin with for not paying attention, to be on your phone or whatever it is, that you can't look up and see a stop sign. You know, there are instances where like you're sitting there and you don't see anybody cross and you're just like, all right, cool, go. But at the end of the day, it's still a stop sign. Like, you still have to obey to the stop sign. So it's like the people that do
or
pass
yield to you know, what was it?
Pedestrians.
Yield to pedestrians, yeah.
But it's
all
like,
the time.
Yeah.
But it's like, even if you're going, you know, that fast where, they just darted out and I hit them. Like, how fast are you going next to that bus that you can hit them with them darting out? It's not
Seriously.
Yeah.
It's not like you're doing 50 and then the kid just boom, hi, boom. Okay, there he goes.
Wow.
Like, no, you're actually like doing like maybe 10, 15 max before you get there. Like, I just don't get how this is an issue. I know, like, in more like country areas, like back like in Floresville, like there's nobody around, so fuck it, I'm just gonna cut the bus off. Like, I get that, but like these are occurring in like inner cities, like cities with traffic and people. Like, how do you not see the bus coming or knowing that that's where the kids are, or you're in that much of a hurry that you decide that at 3 o'clock?
I think maybe a lot of people are just that much in a hurry to where like they see you. I mean, you can tell when a bus is stopping and is starting to like extend the arm to stop. That's the choice you either make to haul it
or stop.
to stop. And most of the time, motherfuckers stop. You know, like I always say,
I'm a motherfucker who stops.
we're all motherfuckers that stop. like imagine I just put myself in like the mom's shoes. Like, what if that was my kid? You know, like obviously
your
with
mama
yesterday, like if that was my kid and I would see that, you know what? I would beat the shit out of my kid and be like, "What the fuck are you doing? You
Why
could
are
have
you
fucking
running in
died, you
front of-
stupid fuck."
I know, like. Boop,
Yes, I'm gonna be that mom. Sorry.
boop.
Every
But
other
yeah,
every other word is gonna
But
be
I
like
agree
fuck,
with you,
fuck,
Donna.
fuck, fuck.
like you should have better thinking skills than to
Exactly.
common sense to run in front of traffic.
Exactly.
And in that case, I guess it was just kind of like, because there's like 4 other kids on the other side. So I don't know if it was just one of those like, hurry up, stupid, run across the street and get over
Stupid.
here. Or it was just like, oh, well, I'm going to be the cool kid running across to get with my friends because they're already over there type thing.
Been there, done that.
But it's just
Yeah,
like,
and then he would have gotten run over and what? What would the other kids have done? You
I'll
know what I
get a
mean?
Badass wheelchair.
I can't play the song because I can't find it, but that's what they'd be doing.
All right. Anyways,
Anyway.
let's move on from this topic. So going back to sports, so we have San Antonio Mayor Ron.
Dun, dun.
I can't pronounce his last name. Nirenberg. Nirenberg says city
Just-
needs to host the NFL draft.
Actually, Mayor Swole
Swole.
says,
All right.
she lost everything. Awesome. So I'll finish this up here. So
No. It's okay. Fine. You can.
He says that
continue if
he's
you want.
hoping that the NFL will come to San Antonio for future drafts. He believes San Antonio
It's a
needs to
neutral
host the NFL draft to increase the city's profile with the Pro Football League. The mayor was featured on ESPN San Antonio's radio talk celebrating their 12th anniversary. I think San Antonio is ready-made for that, he said on the radio show. I think our fan base would love it. We are a destination city that people would love to come out for that, and I want to make us a part of the conversation.
How, bro?
Do you think San Antonio is equipped to host the NFL draft? Why are
No.
we not?
I feel
I
yes,
don't.
because
This
it's a
shit's already
neutral
crowded.
site. It's a neutral site.
Oh.
I mean, we don't have any team here. I mean,
So I'm
bring
Oh
the
God, he's
tourism
going
here.
on another rant.
yes, I'm gonna go on
Red
another rant.
time.
So I'm foreign with this. Your reason why is stupid, but in
You're
general,
stupid.
because her only reason is that there's no parking, which is stupid. You can make parking for this. My whole thing about it is
How, dude? You're already complaining. Like, if you were to go to this NFL draft bullshit, you'd be the first one to complain getting there. Oh, there's too many people. Oh,
Yeah,
there's
I'd be
no
watching
traffic.
at home. I'm not going.
Blah,
I'm
blah.
not going, but I don't want going because I do not care to sit. I barely want to watch the draft on TV, let alone do I want to go watch the draft in person. So that's rule number 1 as to why this sucks, or why it would suck to begin with. Reason number 2 is Cowboy fans barely even know who the fuck's on the team. If they don't know about Dak and Zeke, they don't know. Dom does because Dom actually follows sports, but how many Southsiders can actually name me a lineman on the Dallas Cowboys, let alone a defensive back or a cornerback? Yeah, I'll wait. Go ahead and leave it in the comments if y'all know.
Comment.
So that's the first problem because you're gonna have these rookies like my Theo. He's a Cowboys fan, but he has no idea about college players. He don't know, and
but he
doesn't.
supports the hell out of them.
Yeah, he supports the Cowboys. So why are you gonna like have it in a city where half the town don't give a fuck about who's in the draft class? Only the higher people, but that's not enough. Those aren't the people who are gonna go out their way to go.
Everybody
get
at the Dominions.
exactly. Like I'm not gonna pay my hard-earned money to sit there while I wait 30 minutes while the fucking Browns decide which bus they're gonna pick in the first round. Like I don't care. It's good for bigger cities like Tennessee that will never host a Super Bowl, but they have a football team.
You mean
Like-
the whole state of Tennessee, or
Nashville, whatever. They had it in Nashville, like Vegas
It is
too.
pretty big though.
Like Vegas too. Like Vegas is getting it, which Vegas this year is going to be dope for the draft. They're actually going to have the red carpet on the Bellagio fountain.
Ooh.
So they're actually going to set
Interesting.
like a whole stage, and they're going to pull up on a boat and right in the middle
That
of
sounds
the
pretty
Bellagio.
Oh,
Then they're going to
cool.
do their pre-interview, and then they're going to take them another boat to get off, and then they're going to drive them from the Bellagio all the way to Caesars, so they can actually do the draft at Caesars.
Does Caesar actually live here?
Yes. Now the problem I have with that is even on that end, something so big, they're not going to shut the strip down. So now you're going to even delay the draft more because they got to drive these fuckers from the Bellagio in traffic. I mean, I'm pretty sure they got police escort, but still in traffic to get them
Jeez.
all the way to Caesars on the other side of the strip. So like if they're going to go out of that way to just kind of make something look cool, they're not going to go through all that hassle here, even though it would be cool to
They
have
go on
red carpet.
they go on the river walk
The river walk and have
and then
it.
drive them.
But then, like, and then that goes to where are you going to have the draft? I guess you would have
Tobin
to,
Center.
Well, no, you're probably gonna end up having it on right here at Hemisphere Park.
Hemisphere Park will be Alamo Dome.
So, because I don't think they'll do it at the Alamo Dome. They'll have to do it somewhere outside because they love the view, the aerial view of 1 billion people standing outside waiting at that stage. When they did it in Nashville, they shut down the whole 6th Street, their version of 6th Street, and that was the shot that the whole strip was just filled with people 2 miles deep waiting for the draft.
So Hemisphere Park
would be the best, which means we wouldn't be able to do the podcast because people would be parking right here trying to walk all the way over there.
Mm-hmm.
So we would have to be off that day. But it's it's a good idea, but 3 days, people are not going to, I don't feel like are going to waste their time going downtown just to see the draft here locally. You get fans from all the different states to come and see, but you know damn well they only come Friday night for the first round. They stick around a little bit the second round, and then the third round, if it's whoever's still drunk and who's already there, and they're like, I already spent the money, I'm just going to enjoy the weekend and watch it.
Yeah.
What about the people that don't get a chance the first night? They'll come back the second night or the third night. I mean, I just feel like it's going to want to make people to want to learn about other teams or other people that are joining other teams. I mean, it's going to spark interest. It's going to spark people to get into sports more and be more into trying to get to that point. Like, man, I want to be in the draft. I want to be drafted one day. You know, it's like sparking.
You mean like the younger generation? You mean?
Sparking the new generation of San Antonio.
But we already have that with the college level, and I don't see kids going higher to I want to go in college and play, like the ones that are already there. We have the All-American Bowl, which I know you don't know because I haven't taken you, but the All-American Bowl, the All-American Bowl, they get the best kids in the state. And they play. And during the game, they'll pull them off the field and make them pick what college they go to.
Oh.
Like the people that, it's the top, I think, 100 players.
Yeah.
Or they split it now because there's 2 bowls. Mm-hmm. So we get half and the other one gets half. So they'll take the number 3 quarterback and they'll tell them, okay, what do you have it down to? I have it down to these 3 schools. And then he picks and announces there.
Yeah.
So what they do is they give a lot of tickets out to the high school coaches to give to their star players. So they can go watch the game for the same exact reason that Dom says, that it motivates them to be like, oh, well, now I need to play better so I can play in the game. Or they have a friend that makes it and they're like, oh, my friend made it in the game. Now I'm going to go ahead and play and make it. And then their friend will wait. They'll make them wait so they could do it. And like, oh, well, I want that moment too. Yeah. And that's what it's supposed to be. But it doesn't make people better. It's just something cool. So that's like, even if you do it here, somebody in a high school level, if they're not doing it in the college level, even if they come to the draft, everybody has that dream. Mm-hmm. Like when I was in high school watching draft, like, oh, cool, I want to be drafted. Like having it here in person isn't going to make a big difference. But I mean, I understand from a financial standpoint how great it would be.
Yeah.
But if they don't really look at us for anything else other than when a hurricane comes, they're going to move the team over. It's not, and that's
thanks a lot.
That's the main issue I have with his whole logic behind it. Mm-hmm. Like Dom says, like instead of using it as a tool, he wants it because that's going to help us bring a team.
Yeah,
that's not going to help us bring a team. It's like they had it. I forget where they had it before. They had it in Dallas. Like they pick areas that already have teams because they know the teams will support the draft. Because it's just like here they're like, oh, we're gonna have the NBA draft in San Antonio. We're going because it's the Spurs and like we're gonna see that player all the time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's Cowboys fans, but when that player gets drafted, that guy's not gonna play here. That guy's not gonna sit here and eat. Like, you got to go to Dallas to go see the player. So that's where I feel like the reasoning behind the mayor's idea about it isn't such a great idea. Now, here's a idea I have if we really do want to bring a football team. You have to build the stadium in San Marcos.
So you mean in the middle between
Austin and San Antonio? Because then you'll have the financial backing from both cities and San Marcos, where you could support it. If we had to go 45 minutes out the way to go watch the San Antonio,
be like a Central Texas team.
Yes, so if you had to go 45 minutes up the road to see the San Antonio, because that's the way Dallas is. It's not in Dallas; it's in Arlington.
Arlington. Yeah.
So you're making a 45-minute drive already to see the Cowboys in Arlington. So. I mean, obviously, cool. Jerry Jones has the politics in the background why it's never going to happen.
McCombs
but
Stadium.
If it were to happen, that's my ideal location. It would have to be San Marcos. Because then you can have Austin do the season ticket holders, and then the people that are rich enough in San Antonio to do it anyway live in the Dominion and live in Converse.
And then you got New Braunfels, you got San Marcos, and
that's where all the money's at anyway.
All those people.
That's where the money's at. So you put it there. They cover season tickets, and then you make the drive. And we're good to go. So if you want an NFL team, that's where it starts. But, we got to get through Jerry first. So
Pinche Jerry.
We do have comments on this post as well because
Bug eye.
so all the topics that I put on here, I actually post them on our page, and there's our audience comments and everything. So I kind of like to have that engagement. So we do have some comments here. That's the first one is Homer Harris said no. The Alamo Dome is old and isn't big enough, and downtown can handle the traffic or parking. And finally, the majority of people here wouldn't be able to afford the tickets to attend.
Oh, it'd be a free event.
So
It's always
there's
a free
that.
event. But
And Jaime Santillan said, "What about a Chick-fil-A at the airport first?"
nah, they'd be closed on Sundays when I'm trying to come
They'll be
back.
closed on Sundays when I come back.
Chris Felon said, "Better luck asking for a Pro Bowl."
That's true.
That's true.
Joey Boatwright said, "We should for sure put in a bid to host the NFL draft." So he was for it. Renee Rivas says, "Just get rid of daylight savings time." Facts.
Wasn't there one in there, or maybe we haven't gotten to yet, that says, let's bring the All-Star game back to San Antonio first?
Hell yeah, I want those
Oh,
jerseys
I haven't
back.
seen that because I have Scott Burns said the NFL, of course, has a picture of somebody putting a
It's
middle
him.
finger.
It's him.
That's not him.
Yeah, it is.
That is not him.
That's him.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Do you know him or what?
I clicked on
See.
his profile picture. That's his profile
See,
picture.
no,
Really?
see, no.
Yes.
It could be like a random picture.
Anyway, that's him. Next.
Daniel says, "Nombre, he can't even get us a football team." And then Hector from King Salami just put a gif of Justin Timberlake with a blank stare. So there's that.
Yes.
Interesting.
So we're really running down the show. We're down the last 15 minutes. So let's go ahead and jump into the question again of the day.
Yes. So, like I
Question
said,
of the
the
day.
question of the day at the beginning was, what is everyone's Valentine's Day spots where you take your spouse, significant other, or anyone you want to spoil on Valentine's Day? Marie Bailey Alfaro said the melting pot. And I put this on our
Hey.
Instagram, and SA Texas Foodies also said the melting pot, which
Hey.
I haven't gone. Nobody's taken me. But anyways,
Nobody's taking me to
moving
phone
on.
with the chow either. So there's that.
Aw, poor you.
I know.
Oh,
Anyway, what about you, Dom?
where would I? Okay. I like long walks on the beach.
Oh,
and-
chingo. This isn't a dating app,
Oh,
sir.
hey, never mind.
Wrong one, wrong one.
So, I mean, I would say Fogo de Chao.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mira.
gotta go all out or go home.
I
Which
say-
both are gonna happen.
I say if you want to have some fun and go cheap-ish,
Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's.
Bro,
How did I know that you were gonna
fun.
say
that
that?
wasn't fucking cheap.
It's cheaper.
That was
cheaper than Fogo de Chao.
$80.
It's cheaper than going to phone with the chow.
That was $80.
It's cheaper than going to phone with the chow.
That was $80.
Tell us.
It was like a 3-course meal. My steak was this
She wasn't
fucking
complaining
big.
when she was eating it.
My steak. I did complain.
You weren't complaining when
Actually-
you were eating the cheesecake.
And then we got
Fogo de
we
Chao,
got
then.
dessert, and then we got the cards to play.
Unlimited game.
And I was like,
Unlimited.
She was like, I love it. It's awesome.
I fucking paid for it. So
Oh.
yeah, of course.
Of course, I'm
hurts.
gonna love it. $80. I'm gonna love it to death.
We used to have these like a couple they used to teach at our school, and it was cute because it wasn't necessarily on Valentine's Day, but they would have like their tradition of every Tuesday night they would go to Olive Garden for dinner. That's like their date night.
Breadsticks.
And I was like, oh, I want to have that one day. No, I haven't. So
Yet,
I
she
look
only,
at G. He's like,
yet she only mentions the story now in front of everybody. She doesn't tell me in private. Just to go ahead and put everybody.
trust
in
me, they're
front.
busy all the time. They
So-
can't do
busy.
this.
I'm busy. I just remembered. Today. I'm sorry.
So there's that.
I don't know.
But yeah,
I
I,
don't know
mean,
where
I
I
would
would.
say either Fogo de Chao or go to the Tower Americas and pay that overpriced.
Fuck that.
Atmosphere.
Oh,
Fuck
You know,
that.
overpriced.
If I'm
atmosphere.
gonna pay
Yeah.
for that crappy food, I'm gonna just go to Rainforest Cafe
Rainforest.
Yeah,
Cafe?
Rainforest.
Mhm.
Yeah,
or
they're overpriced,
or
but you just do it for
Margaritaville.
the atmosphere.
or Margaritaville, so you can sit next to that margarita fish tank.
Or just
Yeah,
give me a
that would be
rotisserie chicken.
Yes. Until
And
she
then a
gets
couple
until
flowers.
she's like, I want tacos instead, and you're like, I just bought the chicken. Fuck.
Just
No,
eat
I
the-
did
just
not.
make chicken tacos.
So there's that.
Whatever. those are the comments we
Yeah,
have.
come on, G. Tell us what your ideal Valentine's Day is.
Yeah, I guess. Let
yeah.
us know.
We
See,
pick
if,
up-
See
we
what-
pick up-
see if somebody in the comments will take you.
We'll pick up 2 50-piece nuggets. We get some Netflix.
Poor Donna starts crying about the
I put-
chicken nuggets
I
that
put-
Zoe eats.
I put the projector.
Whatever.
I put the projector outside. We watch Netflix, and then we chill in the little
Y'all
tent.
do that anyways.
But she falls asleep. But this time she stay awake. She stay awake, and then she'll stay awake because I'll buy her like a 6-pack of crack,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
so that she can stay
I
awake.
love my crack.
Oh, some Red Bull.
And then
Gives me
we
wings.
and then we have macaroni for dessert.
Hey, he knows her. See, where's that Chick-fil-A?
You know, you know.
All right. This is the end of the podcast, guys.
No, we still got
We're
time.
done.
We got plenty of time.
We're done here.
So
Dang.
Okay. So what do you want to talk about then?
Yeah, we still got
well,
these other.
So they brought the
topics.
soundboard back. It only makes sense.
I got beans, creams, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, lamb, raw, beans, creams, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, churches,
Okay, so I had to get that out of my system because that button's been sitting there this whole time.
All right.
So you know, our anniversary of 210 Culture 3-year anniversary is coming around.
Oh wow.
Oh my
Oh
god!
wow.
It's actually on the 17th, which I think it'll be the Monday after next podcast. But Donna's not going to be here because she starts her
yeah.
rodeo shifts.
I'm gonna be
So.
out for the next 2 Sundays.
Party.
So yeah.
So I figured this is a good time than not, since we got about 11 minutes, to reflect back on the wonderfulness of this. So I have decided to give you guys a little quick mental quiz to see how well you know us.
Why do you have to give it?
Because I'm making it up on the fly and I didn't write anything down.
Oh my god!
So,
All right. Whatever.
what was the first episode of Food
Chicken.
Truck Foodies?
Bob and Timmy's. No, 375.
Yes. This is
Yes.
correct.
I remember. Everybody was there. You were there. Lucy and Ephraim was there. Louis was there. You were there. And then he gave us like a buffet of food.
Yes.
I go with that answer.
Now,
So that was fun.
yes, that was very fun. And of course,
Yeah,
we
good
all know
times.
what the first episode of Culture Creation is. But for the people at home who don't know, what was our first episode of Culture Creation?
What was our first episode?
Episode 1.
I mean, it was a while ago, so I'm gonna need to reiterate. Can I use my lifeline, Donna?
It was Duck Donuts.
Yes. Doug Donuts was episode 1.
Dang, I do remember them. It was like
Yeah.
an Oreo donut. They had it like
Yeah.
all over it. They had the bacon and maple.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Then the Reese's one.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh my god. And then the Homer.
So he doesn't remember the episode, but he remembers the donuts.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's how you know the culture creation was real.
So, going back
That's
now
funny.
that we're on episode
Oh my
40.
god, I want donuts now.
I
40.
know.
Or episode 44, I think was the last one that came out.
Yeah, 40. Yeah,
44,
44.
43, somewhere around
Friday.
there.
Mhm.
Oh.
So, Dom, what was your favorite episode of all 44 so far? And those
You know-
watching, you can comment your favorite episode too.
You know, I liked when we did the reactions to all the weird food.
That's not a Culture Creation,
Oh my god.
but that was
Uh,
also a good video.
That was a good video because of all our reactions.
But that's not Culture Creation.
Well, you know what the Duck Donuts episode was, because that reignited the flame of success that we later created more videos.
I would have to say that it's Nestle Toll House. Nestle Toll
man,
House
I miss
was
her.
that episode for me because that was the episode where we realized, or at least I realized, that even business owners have a business owners have a backstory that's very important.
Yeah,
So if
we
it wasn't
overlooked
for that, if it wasn't for that episode, we wouldn't have been
Sharing.
reaching out. We still would have been like hiding and called incognito and just showing up and filming. So if it wasn't for that episode, we wouldn't have taken it to the next level.
McSherry.
So I feel like
we
that's
need
a
to go make a
very,
stop.
very important
Oh,
episode.
yeah, I know we do.
What about and we got that dope ass 210 Culture.
Yeah,
as
we
well.
did.
Oh yeah, the cookie.
Yeah.
Yes. So what about you? What's your favorite Culture?
Mine
So
was the
sad.
recent one with serial killer sweets. I just felt like out of all of the ones that I have done, this one has been the most like laid back. Like it wasn't anything nervous. It was just kind of like awesome. And then, you know, Megan from Serial Killer Sweets was just very inviting and she was just badass just to hang around with and stuff.
And she knows how to get my wallet.
I swear those sweets.
I went yesterday and she made me
Mind
a
blowing.
Cookie Monster cookie. She was like, I may or may not be making Cookie Monster cookies just because you're here. and I was like, I may or may not have to leave with one.
Can
So,
I get a whole brick?
so right before the show, I was eating one of those cookies. It was delicious.
Yes.
Um,
We have my baby girl Josie watching. Hi, mamas.
what about?
I love you.
So food truck wise, what has been one of your favorite food trucks or episodes?
My favorite episode.
Are we talking about 2019 or in
I'm
general?
talking about all food
Probably the second time around when we filmed these guys.
Mhm.
That was one of my favorites, just because we focused on, Rick and his other stuff, but we also, focused on Hermanson's building and just the history of
The bowling alley.
San Antonio and the bowling alley and all that stuff. That was great. And
That's
meeting
pretty
Lori
cool.
and everything. It was just awesome.
I would have to say, I know it doesn't count because it hasn't been released yet, but I would say yesterday's video was pretty cool. Just the whole experience of seeing everything and like everything coming around full circle, like kind of just in there, like this is where we started and we're back again. And then just seeing like the camaraderie that they have as food truck owners
Mm-hmm.
that we got to see, that I just posted on our Instagram page. Check out that picture.
I think also like I was telling the owner of Engravy 123, which their shit looks amazing. Just the relationships that we've built throughout the history of Food Truck Foodies has been amazing. Not that the ones at Culture Creations haven't been amazing; those have been great.
Mhm.
But I just feel like with Food Truck Foodies, it's more intimate. It's more of like, I'm getting to know you as a person and what you do and your past experiences and why you got to where you're at now. And it really does make you appreciate food truck owners and just business owners in general. With the post that he made about all the sacrifices that they have to make, even us, like we're also a small business and we also sacrifice, you know what I mean? Like I barely have time to wipe my ass, you know what I mean? Because I don't have time. Like I barely see my family. He's seen his family. Like,
they
and they're
complain
here.
about that.
And they're here.
yeah. And they're here, we're busy all the time. We're doing all this stuff and we're trying to come up and it's just, it's a sacrifice that we've all had to make.
But at the end, it all pays off for what we do. We have a big announcement in 2 weeks that I'm very excited to announce that we can't.
Yeah.
We have
Anyways,
to keep,
my favorite food
Oh,
truck.
Oh yeah, my bad, Dom.
Jeez.
What was yours?
Always overlooked. Bob and Tim's.
Yes, Bob and Timmy's.
Yeah.
One of the best pizzas.
Yeah, I mean, like, them as, business owners and them doing this. And we remember when they were in the trailer and then the come up came.
Yeah.
They have that new trailer now and you check them out. I mean, it's looking
and it's
professional.
it's even like crazier, like regarding them, because they went from being like a really big time restaurant back in New York.
Yeah.
Like
down
they could have
here.
easily just came back and been like, oh, we're expanding. It's the same store from New York.
Yeah.
They
Like,
did.
no, they were like, we're going to go food truck wise. We're going to do the same recipes, but we're going to do it out of a food truck. Like, we're starting from scratch.
So
Nobody knows
creative.
us.
Yeah.
And it's just
Mhm.
amazing seeing how far they've come and
Yeah,
like,
it's been
sacrifice
great.
they've done.
It's
When
great.
they could have just taken an easy way out and been like,
Mhm.
oh, we're building a brick and mortar. We're this restaurant, and now we're here in San
Mhm.
Antonio and we're expanding like everybody else that like goes
Yeah,
on this shit.
franchise and all that.
Yeah.
But they're doing it from
Mhm.
scratch. And, and I just love seeing that they come from one simple idea and then it becomes a nicer trailer, a nicer area. Then from there, they're
Yeah.
probably going to make another restaurant. Who knows?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully we get to see them again soon.
So definitely check out and look for that. And of course, I know y'all gonna miss Donna for the 2 weeks that she's been gone.
But
She is on Culture Creations for next episode, and I think the one
Yes.
after that. So you'll still see her on.
Oh, yeah.
videos.
this is probably the most episodes I've been on in like a long time.
Yes. So definitely
Yeah.
check that out. And we'll be back next week with it. Who do we have next week? I totally forget.
Hopefully Andrew
Oh,
from
yes.
Southside Craft Soda.
Yes. So we'll have a soda party next
Andrew, soda
episode.
party.
Whoop, whoop.
So we'll see that, and then the week after that we'll have
Skycrafter.
Skycrafter.
Yes.
So
With Natasha from
just-
Norteño 210.
Thanks for ruining my pitch
Yay.
for that. I was just gonna
It's okay,
say,
it's your best
I was
friend.
gonna say we're gonna swap out the twins and bring the other Twinkie in.
Yeah.
So Natasha will be taking over Donna's
My
job for that
Twinkie will be
episode.
here.
So with
So
that,
give her hell.
yes. So we'll see you guys. Me and Dom will see you guys next week. So with that being said, I'm G,
I'm Dom.
And Donna.
and if you'd like this format of this episode, just let us know. We're trying to kind of balance everything out because this is how we were supposed to be doing it.
Yeah.
Mixed with the the guests, but we kind of let the guests run shot. So if you do like us covering the stories,
Maybe
then-
we'll have less guests and more of us.
yes,
all the time.
or maybe we'll just bring more repeated guests to kind of balance out moderation. But
Yeah.
but with that being said, I'm G,
I'm Dom.
And Donna.
and for 210 Culture,
Bringing the
best
best of
of
210
210
Nation.
Nation.